Hello guys, and welcome to my first actual video that has any sort of purpose. My name is Fourfinger, and when I say Fourfinger, I don't really mean like four fingers. I mean just the one that I'm missing, okay? Now that we got that settled, let's jump into it. Today we are going to be talking about Zul'farrak HP farm on your Mage alts. It's a better solution than to go Mara, even though Mara can be like KFK farming if you're paying for the boosts. But if you're a new guy or don't have a gold or you just don't want to pay for those runs, Zul'farrak is even a better choice if you get used to how it works. So you can actually pump out around 130k experience per hour, which is actually sick. So I know there's like bunch of videos and they kind of explain the whole idea, but all of them are kind of missing a few things, so I kind of wanted to make like an ultimate guide how to do Zul'farrak, because I have few friends that constantly keep asking me, dude, I can't do this at 42, it's kind of difficult, and even though it's hard, it's still very doable because you can always win the RNG if you come there well prepared. So let's jump into it. Okay guys, I'm going to split this video into few sections. Each one of them is going to give you helpful tips about how to deal with certain scenarios, as well as the requirements that must be met in order to do this efficiently. So let's start. First off, we are going to talk about gear requirements and level requirements. Now, you can start this farm at level 42 and you can finish it at around 52. Now, I usually finish it at 52 because at that point the Gorshak prison farm becomes much better. Now, when it comes for gear requirements, there are no specific items that you need. What I highly suggest is that you have at least 3.7k mana, which is not that hard to get, and you're gonna need around 1.4k HP to be safe, but you can certainly go with less. If you are starting the farm at level 42, you are definitely gonna need to have both of your gems before each pool, and I'll explain more about it later on. Next off, we have the talent tree. Now for the talents, I usually pick 2 points in Arcane Sub, because they actually help you reduce your enemy's resistances, so it helps a lot. Then here you have to have 3 points in Elemental Precision, again reducing the chance to be resisted, helps a lot. I usually tend to go for 2 improved Frostbolt, even though you can go for the Frost Warding, it might be better, it's situational, but you know, it doesn't really matter. I just prefer Frostbolt because you kind of kill patrols a little bit faster, just a matter of preference. Now here we're definitely gonna have to pick 3 points in Permafrost to increase the chill effect on the enemies, to make them slower, and 2 points in Frost Nova to make the cooldown be 4 seconds faster. Now we have Cold Snap, of course. You don't need Improved Blizzard for this, but I had it anyway because this is my leveling spec, so you don't have to pick it, you won't use it in here, but if you need it for something else, it's not bad to have. Now I would pick a point in Piercing Eyes, and then 3 points in Frost Channeling to remove the mana, 2 points to make the radius 20% bigger, and also for Nova and Cone. Then Ice Block, of course, 3 points in Cone of Cold, and at this point you can either go for the Ice Shards or Piercing Eyes, but since you won't crit that much and you want the mobs to die at the same time anyway, I go for Piercing Eyes. Now, when it comes to Winter Chill, you will be spamming Cone of Cold and 24/7, so if you do get like few crits in, it's definitely gonna help. And at level 42, this is what I usually run. Now, you can make some changes, but this is gonna work for you more than enough. Okay, next off, we are going to be talking about how to get to the boss and how to avoid like dying on the way. Now at level 42, the things are going to be really difficult, and as you can see, mobs have huge aggro range on you, especially if they're like level 45 or 46. So I always try to pull the melee mobs first on the left, if they are free melees, and then I just make my way over this small hill, and then when you come to this hill, you always want to jump on the side, so you don't get hit by the guys on the left and right. But as you can see, it doesn't matter, since I have a huge aggro range, I instantly pull those 2 mobs, get hit by one of the Shadow Bolts, and both of my shields are already down. As you can see, I'm getting dazed. The reason I'm showing this clip, because I know a lot of people are gonna struggle on this, and I can just tell you that if you get dismounted, it's not the end of the world. You're a mage, you have blinks, no cones, and cold snap just in case. Now, if you are a new guy, I highly suggest that you use the first reset point, which I will show afterwards, but I don't like to waste time on that, so I just blink forward and instantly run for the second reset point, which I'm going to show you right now. Everybody already probably knows, but just wanna show you how I get there at level 42. Now at this point, when I get a little bit back in the video, you can see that my Nova is coming back in like 10 seconds. And I already have a bunch of mobs on me. I pulled a few on the side, and Nova is about 3 seconds now. Now I see that I'm going to pull those two mobs in the front, and if I do get hit by all of them, there's a good chance of me dying later on near the box. And I just decide to go for the snap, for the Nova, and to refresh my barrier. Now the reason for that is I won't need cold snap for another 10 minutes, so that's not a problem to use it now. And you are there at the first point. Now once you get here, you want to make sure that your head is below the box, because that way those mobs that are like staring from above are going to reset, because if you're a bit higher, then you're going to get like aggroing them, you're going to be like aggroing them all the time. And you also want to keep the eye out for the patrols that kind of go around this way, and if you do pull one of those patrols, you want to LOS them first. Once you LOS them and they pass, you can go back to this point and reset the other ones, because they're just gonna keep staring at you and you're gonna waste a lot of time just waiting. So as soon as you're done with that, you're gonna re-shield. You don't need full mana, because mana shield only gets like 600 at this moment, so it doesn't matter if you have like 10k or 1k, it's the same thing. So you pop your mana barrier, you pop your ice barrier, and you run. You come to this point, you always want to jump on these waves, sometimes you avoid mobs, which is nice, and you do at 360 for fun, and you keep running along the way. As you can see, again, I'm showing this video because I was really unlucky here, got crits, my HP is already low. Now when you get here, you want to make sure to know where this mini boss is, because if you can't avoid it, do so. He can crit really hard and he can kill you if you are this low on HP. Now I don't want to risk dying on this mob, I'm gonna dismount, I'm gonna pop my barrier, I'm gonna let him hit me, and I'm gonna blink forward. He is chilled now, he is slowed, and I actually won't have any other problems reaching the boss, and I'm pretty much good. Now, sorry for that voice crack. Now I'm gonna go up to the usual place, and I'm gonna stand there. Now this is one of the reset points, and I use it most of the times, but there is a better way if you don't get dismounted, which I'm going to show you next. Okay, here we have that video number 2. I'm going to show you the extra safe spot and how to do it better and more efficient if you reach the last boss on the mount. Now you're gonna do the same thing, gonna wiggle to the left, jump over the hill, and try to get as least hits in as possible. I fail at that, I get hit like by a bunch of mobs and I'm already at 500 HP, 300, I'm almost dead. At this point you can't really make the second spot without using all of your cooldowns, and even then it would be difficult. So I tend to pop my barrier and to use the first reset point. Now I rarely use this one, you have to have really bad RNG, but if you have to, just do it. Come here, eat up, get your mana, get your HP back, pop your shields, and then run to that second spot. As soon as you like get full mana, I'm gonna skip ahead, you're gonna pop your shields and you're running. You're gonna get to the second spot like before, again dazed, not a problem. You're gonna eat up, gonna regen, gonna LOS those mobs, and you're good to go. As soon as you're done with all those, you're gonna, you see how that mob aggroed me here? You want to reset that one first, because those mobs behind me are gonna reset anyway, but if you reset this one, he's just gonna go away, and then you can eat and drink. Once you get your full mana back, you're gonna LOS the caster mob also. There was 2 patrols, really unlucky, waste of time. You're gonna LOS that one as well, and then you're gonna mount up. And you're gonna run all the way to the last boss, same like before, but this time I didn't have such a bad luck. As you can see, no crits, both shields are still up, I'm already here. Now at this point, once I reach this spot, I'm just going to go and pull the boss. Now you'll notice the way I pull the boss is like I just go and wiggle in. Like I don't like go inside to pull him, I just wiggle in and make him red. You see how he doesn't scream, there's no yellow, there's no red text, so he's not gonna spawn extra 2 zombies that actually might become a problem later on. And that way you're also gonna reset faster, because he won't spawn a totem with minions and you'll get out of combat quicker. And that pretty much covers the run, and it's not that difficult, it takes some practice, but like I said, if you have problems reaching the second safe spot, use this first one, which is a lot safer. You can just use this one over here and you're good to go to the second and then to the boss. Okay, Next part I'm going to cover are the patrols, and there's like 4 mobs that can spawn as patrols, and they spawn on 2 sides. You have one mob coming from this side, and I here go check if it spawned, and luckily for me he is just coming here, so I go and kill him first. In case he's not coming and I see that he's not near, I would go and kill the other one first, and then I would come back from this one. So I'm just gonna kill this one. This is a melee blood drinker mob. He only has melee hits and one ability, which is actually a blood drink. And the way it works is it's gonna steal some HP from you and heal it back, but if you have a shield up on you, it's not gonna heal him. So it's really nice to know that, because they have a tons of HP, and frostbolt that you have at level 42 or like rank 7, so you're gonna do like 250 per hit, and they have like 5 to 6k HP, and it's gonna take forever to kill. So I just suggest making sure that you kite them and that you have shields up if they do come close, so they don't heal up for like extra few hundreds. And dealing with this mob is really simple. As you can see in this video, I'm gonna pull it and I'm just gonna like kill it real quick. It's gonna like, I mean not real quick, it's gonna take a while, but basically just kill it like every other mob. Kite it around and keep hitting it. You won't have a problem with this one, no need to explain it too much. Now, luckily the second patrol was also the melee one, and he is the level 45. You're gonna deal with him the same way you did with this one. Hopefully not too many resists happen, and after you kill him, you're pretty much good to go. Now I'm going to show you how to deal with witch doctors and how to deal with the other two. Next off, we have a Sand Fury witch doctor that is level 45, and they are the ones that are most difficult to deal with. And I'm going to show you how I deal with them. Now sometimes you're gonna have bad RNG and you're actually gonna get resisted on your interrupt, he's gonna heal and you won't have enough mana to finish him. In that case, just reset and try again. But in most of the cases, if you see him, for example, he casted Healing Ward first. If he ever does cast that Healing Ward first, you don't have to destroy it, because he's going to spawn another totem in like few seconds after that's going to destroy the healing one. So as you can see, I just keep bursting him, and like I keep casting my fireball, healing totem is up, it's not a problem, and he casts the other one, and he destroys the other totem because he used the lava sprout totem instead. Now he cast the heal, I interrupt it, and I try to burst him down as fast as possible before he gets a chance to spawn, to make another cast of heals, because I won't have interrupt ready. You just want to burst him down as quickly as possible, destroy the ward now while he's running. Sadly my one skill was not leveled because I was boosting this character with my other character. I made it just to make guides. Now unfortunately I'm just going colder and I'm like low on mana, and I still didn't kill a totem, so this was kind of a fail, but whatever. I kill a totem and I just try to like increase some of my one skill here, so it's not a big deal. I do my evo, he's still running, and I finish him off. And I get another resist. It takes forever, like I said, you can get really bad RNG. And that's pretty much how I deal with it with witch doctors. You wanna make sure you interrupt their first heal, and if he does cast a healing totem first, don't destroy it, let the lava sprout totem destroy itself, and after it, just try to burst him before he does the second heal. If you get too many resists, reset and try again, you'll do it eventually. Now, there are 2 more types of patrols, and here I get the Sand Fury Soul Eater, and those guys are pretty much the same like the melee ones. They only have one ability, to eat your soul or to drink it or whatever. You can outrange it, but like you only need to have 6 yards distance and it won't heal them. It just basically does the same thing. It heals him, it steals HP from you. You just wanna kite them and kill them the same way you did the melee mob. After you deal with them, you're pretty much settled and ready to go for the graveyard mob pulls. Now you see when they are level 46 and you're level 42, they do tend to resist a lot, so it gets a little bit like rough at the end, but you do it, like you crit at the end, like, and it doesn't matter anyway. And that's pretty much it when it comes to patrols. Only one I didn't talk about is the bow guy, and he is the simplest one to deal with. The way that you want to deal with the bow patrolman is like just get the max range and just spam your frostbolts and firebolts. You don't really have to care too much about it. I try to spam my firebolts instead because they're level 8 and frostbolts are level 7, so you do a little bit more damage. So if you do get a bow guy, you just want to DPS him for max range and never go close to him, because if you do go close to them, you're gonna get hexed and he's going to kill you in those 10 seconds because you don't have much HP, and he's gonna break your shield and you're pretty much like dead. So that's pretty much all the patrols. Like I said, you have the 2 melee mobs, just kite them and deal with them like with every other melee mob. You have the witch doctor, same kite, kill them, interrupt their heals, and kill them before they cast the second one. And if he does use a healing totem first, you don't have to destroy it. Lava Sprout totem is going to destroy the healing one. And like I said, it's pretty much RNG game. If it's level 46 Witch Doctor, you just have to hope that you get some crits in and that you kill him fast enough before he gets the second healing. And that's it. After you kill all of those patrols, you're gonna get full mana, you're gonna pop your barrier, and the reason I said, as you can see, my block is on cooldown from the start of the run, and like I said, I don't really need snap, I don't really need block. For the next pull, this is how I do it, and the reason for me doing it like this is so I don't have to waste 1 minute later on waiting for the cooldown to be back, and you'll see that later on. So I will go on, I open all the graves. Now the way I do it, because those graves are so clamped up together, I usually do 3 pulls. First pull is this one that I just did, the whole left side. The way I do this one, I open them all, and now mobs usually pack in 2 groups. As you can see, there's group number 1 and there's group number 2. I'm going to cone of call group number 1, and group number 2 is going to come like slowly behind. As soon as they stack up in this small circle, I pop Nova. Unluckily, I get 1 mob resist. Now, what do you do in situations like this? If it's at the start, I usually just face tank it. It's not a big deal. Cone is up, I cone, and I can kite again. If this does happen during the kite, and I get 1 resist, I usually either Nova or I keep running in circles. Now, my suggestion is, if you do get the 1 to resist, don't use Nova. Just run in circles, unless your HP is really low, then you kind of have to Nova. Just run in circles, let Ice Armor do your kiting for you, and make sure they all stack up, and just cone him again when it's back on cooldown. Because if you do Nova and then you get another mob to resist, you're gonna have like one guy that's slowed and following you around, and then there's like one more resisted mob just trying, like, getting out of the Nova, and you just have to find an angle to hit all of them, and it's kind of difficult, and it can become an issue. Now, as you can see, as soon as you lose some mana, you want to pop one of those gems. Now, thankfully, this mage I had pretty decent gear. I had some luck with my gear in Scarlet Monastery, but like I said, having 3.7k mana is more than enough. You pop 1 gem at the start, and then you pop another one later on, and you're gonna have enough mana. You're gonna keep kiting those mobs around, and there's really no big trouble with that. You're just gonna keep going around, and you're gonna kill them. Now, like I said, there's only few scenarios that can like ruin your day. If you have more than 2 mobs resisting, you have to Nova, and you have to just hope that Nova hits them all. If like 2 mobs resist, you Nova, and then 1 more mob resists Nova. That's kind of a rough situation, because you have to find a good angle to kite him and to hit all of the other mobs with the next cone. So that's the roughest one you can get. But if you just get like 1 mob and you have enough HP, just run around. As you can see here, I'm trying to use my time as efficiently as possible, so I loot graves in like free time. I just like loot graves too, so that I don't have to do it later, and it definitely saves some time. I keep doing this for a while. I'm going to post like full versions uncut at the end of the video if you want to see like how I do it like to the max, without talking, without anything, just watch it. Now, I'm trying to finish off all the other graves, and that's pretty much it. You have like 3 scenarios for this first pull. You cone first group, you Nova them when they're clamped up on the start, and then you just keep rotating around and keep coning them every 10 seconds. You already watched the videos, you know how it works. Now the difference is, like I said, you don't have to pop the ice block for the first one, because you can pile them up just like that. After you're done with the first pull and you kill them all off, it's gonna happen around here. Yep, they're all gonna die. They're almost dead, last cone, and they're dead. After you finish them, you're gonna loot them, you're gonna loot the graves, and then you're going for the second pull. Now the second pull is the hardest one. Here you want to make sure that both of your mana gems are up, you're gonna get full mana, and then you're gonna barrier and drink again. After you get ready, I'm almost full mana here, after you get ready, you're gonna start opening graves. So here my mana is full, you start opening graves. Now when doing this pull, you're gonna open all of those graves on the right side. You're gonna pop a bunch of them. Sometimes you can get so many mobs, it's funny. And you come here and you block. Now the good thing about this is you're gonna wait till all mobs stack up on you. And here we go, they're all stacked up here. Now you want to get out of your block as soon as you see a bunch of mobs hitting you. You kind of get the feeling after doing it a bunch of times, but so what you want to see is you want to see when most of the mobs hit you, and leave right after it. That way you're not gonna get too many hits, but here, as you can see, I did, because I wanted to rush it to make this run as fast as possible, and I got hit to like 500 HP. Now this is the part where I talked about potions. Potions are really cheap, really great, and then they come in handy. I'm gonna pop my barrier, I'm gonna pop my potion, and I'm full. No problem. They're all clamped up, I come. I get mana resist on Fallen Dead Hero, and this is a good part about this pool, because this is the hardest pool. There are most mobs in those graves. I mean, it's RNG games, sometimes it happens that there aren't that many, but most of the times this is the hardest pool. Because my cold snap got back on cooldown, and I already used my block, and I'll need my block on the next pool, you can snap here, and because you would snap anyway later on for the block, and you can use it to use Cone of Cold again if some mob resists like this one did. Unfortunately, this mob resisted Cone 2 times in a row, and that does happen. Thankfully, it's a dead hero, so he doesn't hit us hard. And now, as you can see, I didn't hit all of them, so I had to Nova. Thankfully, Nova hits all of them, I find a good angle, and I just Cone. There's like so many mobs here and they keep resisting, so I'm glad I'm showing you this one. It's kind of really, like I said, it's an RNG game. Even with all the talents and all the right points and everything, you still can get a lot of resist. Now the thing is, you need to learn how to deal with stuff. For example, I got dazed there. I actually had to blink, otherwise if they hit me once, you're dead. They all hit like for 200 to like 180 HP, and like there's like 20 of them at least. So you have to blink there, and you get your distance, and you just recone, and finally I get another resist. So now, as you can see, my HP is not that high, I'm kind of low, and I'm getting chased by this mob. Now, good thing about this passage is you can use it to kind of make mob confused. He's going to run around, and then he's going to like come from the other side, and then because he got chill effect from the armor on him, he's gonna slow down, and you can Cone him. Unfortunately, I get another resist, and I get hit to like 400 HP. I pop my barrier, and I don't want a Nova now because I'm gonna need my Nova for later, as you will see. I just keep running around and let barrier tank it for me, and I wait for another cold, I Cone, and I get another resist. Like, it happens at this level, but like I said, you can deal with pretty much everything. So in this situation I have to Nova. I don't have any other potion ready, I don't have my shields ready, only thing I have is mana shield, but if I do that I won't have enough mana to finish all the mobs, and I have to wait out my evocation, otherwise I'm pretty much dead. So I pop my Nova, thankfully finally no resists, and I Cone them, and finally it hits all of them. It's like every single Cone up till this point was at least one resist. Like I said, you don't have to panic, and you just do what you did so far. Those resists that you are seeing are not from Cone, they are from the Icy Winter Stat, whatever it's called. It just increases the critical strike on mob by like 10% after you stack. So it's not a huge deal, like if those miss, it doesn't really matter. Now, as you can see, I'm really low in HP, really low on mana. There's still a bunch of mobs to kill, they're like at half HP. So now my only option is, I have my health pot coming up soon, but I'm low on mana. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna wait out for 1 or 2 more Cone of Colds. I'm gonna keep kiting them. I Cone here. Thankfully I'm not getting any resists now, so that does help a lot. And I pop my pot just in case, if I get another resist, so I don't die. I Cone them, and now at this point I see that I don't have much mana left, so I just go for the Nova and for Evo. This way I'm gonna get 2 ticks, and that's pretty much gonna be, actually 3 ticks, that's pretty much gonna be enough for me to finish off those mobs. And as you can see, I'm in a good position now to finish them off. Now the next thing, after all of them die, we're gonna just try to skip a little bit ahead. They're almost dead, they're slowing down, and they're dead. You just loot all of them, and you loot all of their graves. All that you have left is this third side, and you open all of the remaining graves. You deal with them same way you deal with the other guys. I don't want to make this video too long. I usually pop like all of those graves. And only one I don't touch at this low level is one in front, because if you have mobs spawning on this one at the start, this one over here, it's gonna hit you 2 times, and I don't really want to risk that. 1 grave is not gonna make huge difference, 2 mobs less is not a huge deal, maybe it doesn't even have any inside, it doesn't matter. I just open all of the graves, they all stack up, and because I snapped on that second pool, I have my ice block ready again, they gather, and I pop my block. Also, as before, when you do pop your block, you wait till all of them hit and you get out. You see, you only get few hits in, so we're pretty much good to go. So right now, we are just going to Cone of Cold them. and we are going to like try to gather them all up and to find a good angle to cone. So we're running around and we're about to cone them in a perfect spot, and they're all stacked. And now it's the same game as before. If you get one resist, keep running in circles, let ice armor do all your kiting for you. Once cone is back, hit them all up. If two resists, pop nova, same thing. And that's pretty much how you do this at level 42. And XP, as I've reset it I think 2 times, but as you can see it's kind of nuts. It jumps up to like 170k, even to 200k at some point I think in the video. Doesn't matter, it stabilizes around like 130k to be fair. And because of that I think this farm is kind of the best possible you can do at this level, from 42 to 52. Like I said, Mara is really good as well, but you either have to find somebody to boost you or you have to waste your gold. Like either way, this is free. Once you learn it, it's not that hard. And that pretty much covers this. Now only thing that is left is how to kite the mobs. How to run out of the dungeon. After you finish all of those mobs, you kill them, you loot all the graves. Now you have 2 options. If your Hearthstone is ready and your bags are full, you wanna go sell things, go for it. Hearthstone, make sure that your Hearthstone is in Tanaris, so you can run back instantly, sell your things, and run reset and go again. If you actually don't have Hearthstone ready, I like to do this thing with running. If you have an alt, you can do that as well. I just don't like logging off for some reason. This is more fun for me. So I pop my shields and I start running back. What you're gonna do is you're gonna keep running back, and at this point you're gonna get to the mountainside and you're gonna climb up. You're gonna start climbing up here, and that way you can avoid like bunch of mobs on the right side. So you're just going up the mountain, and there we go. Once you reach the top, you're gonna jump down on the right cliff and then on the left cliff. Be careful here, if you kind of hit this spot near the left or the right, it can dismount you and you're pretty much dead. So you jump here and you keep running. Now at this level, it's really difficult to get out of the dungeon alive, so you kind of have to try your best. So what I do is like I try to avoid any melee hits as much as I can. And now I reach this hallway. This hallway is kind of difficult because there is always fun patrol, 2 guys hitting you, and as you can see my HP is like 600, gonna get hit by the shadow bolt now I think, and I'm down to like, yeah, this one guy is casting, so I have not much options here, I have to blink forward. My HP is already really low, and I just try to cone this guy, and I see I'm gonna die if I don't pop my pot, so I just pop my pot. It's 7 silver, better than to waste 5 minutes running, and I barely make it, thankfully. And that's pretty much how I do it. As soon as you get level 43 and 44, those things get much easier, as you will see, and you won't have any issues. If you want to see like a few extra tips and full uncut version of the video, I'm gonna post it after all of this, and that pretty much sums it up. Like if you have any other questions on how to do it, what gear do you need or anything, ask me in the comments, I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and the length of the video is kind of really long. It's about half an hour, so I won't include the uncut versions where I do my 42 to 43 level, which actually only take like 2 runs, because after I finish Cathedral I already had 4 bars, and 2 runs of Zul'farrak give you like 16 at that level, so 2 runs, 1 level. That's what I filmed, and I kind of explained it all. You know the requirements, 3.7k mana, make sure you have the gems, you know how to deal with the patrols, with the resists. Only thing you kind of have to get used to it is the distance of Cone of Cold and how to control the mobs around. Believe me, it's not that hard, and after you get the hang of it, especially on the higher levels, you're not gonna die. And besides that, I'm also probably gonna make an extended version with scarabs. You can add scarabs to your rotation, they only take around 30 seconds to kill, they don't have much HP, you pull them, you blizz them. I'll make a video about that as well. You just can't do scarabs until you're like 44, because some of them are like 46 and they tend to resist a lot. And I just want to thank you for watching this one more time. This is my first video, so hopefully it gets some love, and have a good one. Okay, bye.